An annual index on African governance shows almost 2 in 3 African citizens live in countries where safety and the rule of law have deteriorated in the past decade. World Teachers Day, celebrating educators around the world, and in Nigeria, events showed the nation's appreciation for these key figures in children's lives. And a Nigerian-American stunt pilot finding his vocation, passion and freedom over the skies of California. Africa 54 starts right now.
I'm Chamberlain Uso at Channels Television here in Lagos. Stay with us in this half hour for a variety of stories from Nigeria and the continent.
Well, and I'm Vincent McCory, Voice of America, coming to you from our global headquarters in Washington.
World Teachers Day celebrates teachers all around the world. October 5 was marked with a series of events in Nigeria, highlighting the need to appreciate these key figures in children's lives. Let's take a look at how some Nigerian teachers spent their special day.
They are among the most influential persons during the formative years of almost everyone's life. Though hardly recognized, their role in molding character and instilling the right values in children cannot be overemphasized. Since 1994, every 5th day of October is set aside to celebrate teachers all over the world for their contribution to development and look at the grey areas that still need attention.
It is pertinent to note at this point that there are other issues which seem to pose a serious threat to the educational development of the state in recent times. 1. Acute shortage of teachers in the state public school system. This is one major challenge bedeviling the public school system in the state. From our records, many teachers have retired from the system, especially in the last 4 years, without replacement.
The shortage of teachers is no reason to enroll just anyone who is not driven by the passion required for the job.
This will give us 43.3.
You have read that they want to recruit 500,000 teachers. These people they are about to recruit are Nigerians. But what is working at all is working well. We want to see the occasion of this next year in Kaduna to appeal to the federal government that all these people they want to recruit teachers. We have heard that they just want to recruit graduate teachers. Graduates who are not having education as their bias might not be able to give anything functional in the classroom.
There are also issues of training and welfare. Teachers in some states have not been paid, while others are thankful for what they have received.
His Excellency has been trying the best he can to pay salary as and when due. So that's why we call him teachers friendly. He's a workers friendly by paying salary. He's trying the best he can to pay salary.
Education is a basic foundation of any country's future, and these noble ones know the sacrifices they signed up for. Although they believe a teacher's reward should be on earth, they remain united in the desire to keep investing in the future.
Education got some sizable attention in this year's national budget for Nigeria. According to the president, the monies allocated to education will be used judiciously. Well, joining us now in the studio to talk more about what may lie ahead for Nigeria's teachers is Professor Veji Ebelechukwu of the Department of Educational Management, University of Lagos. Welcome, Professor Ebelechukwu.
Thank you very much.
Now, Nigerian teachers joined their counterparts the world over on the occasion of the World Teachers Day. To what extent would you say we are realizing our objectives of appreciating teachers in this country?
To a greater extent, I would say yes, because you have to start first. As a country, we have started. We have a good policy in place. We have also, as a country, adopted and adapted the Jomtien Declaration, Education for All, of 1990, which translated into our Universal Basic Education Scheme. And then we have also started things like the Teachers Registration Council, and these are steps in the right direction. And the ministries and departments, various ministries and departments and agencies are working towards improving the loss of Nigerian teachers. Yet, we still have some functional or operative problems of not acknowledging our teachers very well in terms of their training and education. So trainee teachers pay their school fees. There is no, before now, there used to be bursary, and there should be bursary that we guide, that we support them to be in school. And while they are in school, we have, like I've said before, we have good policy, good education program for them and activities, but the facilities are not there. The facilities, the resources are not there. And as such, and they have to work and come to school most of the time. So the most majority of our would-be teachers are coming to school as part-time program, part-time students. And because of that, we have a problem in terms of that.
These are challenges that clearly need to be addressed. But it's over just a little over 14 years since the Universal Basic Education Program came on stream. How has that program contributed in sorting some of these challenges out?
Well, the UBE scheme started in 2003, precisely. Is a very positive step in Nigeria's educational development, especially the first 9 compulsory years. That's primary school and junior secondary school. But teacher education has also been subdivided at some specialization in teacher education. When you got a national certificate in education, you go to primary school. With your first degree, you come to secondary school. That has been put in place. But the major problem is in the implementation. In the implementation, resources are not there. The monies that are meant for buying things or providing the material resources and then incentive packages for the trainee teachers are not there.
Well, thank you, Professor Veji Ebelechukwu, for coming on the program today.
You're welcome.
Well, governance across Africa has improved a little during the past decade. That's according to a new report. The annual Ibrahim Index on African Governance rates 54 African countries on a range of criteria. As Henry Ridgway reports, Libya is among the countries showing the steepest decline.
The annual Ibrahim Index on African Governance shows almost 2 in 3 African citizens live in countries in which safety and the rule of law have deteriorated during the past decade. Presenting the findings Monday, the founder of the index, Sudanese-born billionaire and philanthropist Mo Ibrahim, said the statistics send a clear message.
This is a very strong mathematical correlation between safety and rule of law and development. And so we cannot say it more louder that we need peace in Africa.
Former top State Department official Jendai Fraser, a member of the Mo Ibrahim Foundation, told VOA the decline in security is especially worrying.
It's clearly of concern because it's dragging down governance as a whole, but also because it affects the lives of people. You know, when you're talking about personal safety and national security, you're talking about life and death.
Libya has shown one of the sharpest declines in national security and personal safety. Britain and France led the NATO airstrikes that helped to oust Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. Fraser calls that intervention a clear mistake.
We have lessons to learn, and one of the big lessons I would think is if the region is overwhelmingly against an intervention, you should hesitate. You should think twice. Another lesson should be if you're not prepared to fix it, don't break it.
South Africa slipped from 3rd to 6th overall in the index. The report's authors voiced concern over the state of the ANC-led government following recent corruption allegations and an economic slowdown. But Fraser, the first female US ambassador to South Africa, remains optimistic.
I think South Africa has the capacity to arrest that decline. It has it in its institutions, which are fairly strong and still independent. It has it in its civil society.
Mauritius held on to the top spot, while Somalia remained at the bottom of the index. Rwanda was among the nations showing the fastest improvement, entering the top 10 for the first time. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.
Well, we want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we covered. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54. And check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Coming up, protests and clashes in South Africa as university students are angry about higher tuition costs. We'll tell you more after the break.